On a cold May night in 2008, 19-year-old Brandon Swanson called his parents to say he had crashed his car into a ditch and needed a ride home. He sounded calm. He knew roughly where he was. His father got into the truck and stayed on the phone with Brandon as they tried to find each other. For 47 minutes, Brandon described the landmarks around him, until suddenly he said, "Oh, shh," and the call went silent. Brandon was never seen again. This is one of the most unsettling disappearances in modern American history, a case filled with conflicting details, bizarre geography, and theories that still don't make sense. Brandon Swanson was a regular 19-year-old from Marshall, Minnesota. He had just finished his first year in a wind turbine technician program, was close with his family, and didn't have any history of running away or mental health issues. On the night of May 13th, he went to a small gathering to celebrate the end of the school year. Friends later reported that he had a couple drinks, but witnesses say he did not appear intoxicated. Around midnight, he left to drive home, a route he had driven many times, but he never arrived. A little after 1:15 a.m., Brandon accidentally drove off a rural gravel road and into a shallow ditch. His car wasn't badly damaged, but the wheels couldn't get traction, so he called his parents to come get him. Brandon believed he was near the small town of Lind, only a few miles from home. His parents drove there, talking to him on the phone, flashing their headlights, but he couldn't see them and they couldn't see him. After about 20 minutes of trying to locate each other, Brandon said he would walk toward what he thought was a nearby town. He sounded frustrated but not scared. The call continued. He described fences, gravel roads, and what he believed were distant town lights. Then, 47 minutes into the call, Brandon suddenly said, "Oh, shh," and the call ended. His parents tried calling back repeatedly. The phone rang each time, but he never answered again. Police first searched near Lind, where Brandon said he was, but they found nothing. The next morning, after expanding the search by miles, they located his car 25 miles away, outside the town of Porter, Minnesota, in the complete opposite direction of where Brandon believed he was. This means either Brandon was extremely disoriented or the rural roads and darkness caused him to misjudge his location entirely. Search teams brought in dogs. They picked up Brandon's scent leaving the car and heading across fields toward the Yellow Medicine River. The trail followed a path through brush and over fences. The last strong scent ended right near the riverbank. Interestingly, the scent did not continue on the other side of the river, suggesting he may have gone into the water. Yet divers and sonar teams searched the river multiple times for years. Nothing was found. No remains, no clothing, no phone, no wallet. Despite over a decade of flooding, droughts, and movement of debris, not a single trace has surfaced. Many believe Brandon drowned in the river. He mentioned hearing running water shortly before the call ended, and the dog trail stopping at the bank supports that. But the complete lack of recovery is unusual. Even shallow rural rivers typically return something, a shoe, clothing, bones, yet nothing has ever been discovered. Another theory is that Brandon crossed the river and the dogs simply lost the scent. Cold, wet, and exhausted in the early morning darkness, he might have wandered into fields and suffered hypothermia. But again, the lack of any physical evidence makes this hard to accept. Some speculate he was attacked by wildlife. Coyotes and other predators live in the area, but even then, clothing or bones should have surfaced by now. Others wonder if there was foul play, but there's zero evidence supporting that idea. Brandon was actively trying to meet his parents and showed no signs of distress or fear during the call. One of the strangest aspects of the case is how he ended up 25 miles from where he thought he was. Brandon was familiar with the area and had driven these roads before. Investigators believe exhaustion, darkness, and featureless farmland may have disoriented him. Still, it's unusual for a local 19-year-old to be that far off without realizing it. The case continues to haunt investigators for one simple reason. Nothing has ever been found. The search area is mostly open farmland, not dense forest. If Brandon collapsed somewhere, changes in crops, weather, and farming equipment should have uncovered him by now. The most chilling detail is that the phone call stayed connected for several seconds after Brandon's final reaction. The phone didn't break instantly. Something caused him to abruptly stop speaking, and whatever happened next left no trace. Brandon Swanson's disappearance remains one of the eeriest unsolved cases in the United States. A late-night phone call, a final startled reaction, and a young man vanishing in a place where everything should be found, but nothing ever has. If you want more deep-dive disappearances, disturbing true encounters, and real unexplained stories, make sure to subscribe. It helps me create more content like this.